Hey y'all, Chris from Cavalry Relics. Here at the Town Hall in Farragut, Tennessee, which is the home of Admiral David Farragut. He's a native of Tennessee outside of Knoxville, and the town where he was born was later named after him. I found it fitting that today is the anniversary of the Battle of Mobile Bay, where his battle cry, "Damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead." So with that, I had to come to the Admiral's Museum that is part of the Town Hall here in Farragut. So I'm just going to show you guys a few things around here. This is a painting depicting when he was on his ship during the Battle of Mobile Bay, where he gave his famous cry, "Damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead." It's a picture of him and a bust. This is actually his desk from his quarters on the ship. As you can see, we're at the Admiral Farragut collection, but he was in command of the steamship, the USS Hartford. And this is the actual steam whistle and one of the deck planks that was presented to Farragut High School upon decommissioning and deconstructing the ship. But speaking of the Hartford, here's a model of the ship that he was on and in command of during the Battle of Mobile Bay. Some other interesting relics here. The lantern from it, one of the hats, a boarding pack, and an actual drum from the Civil War. The Marines on the ship, that was theirs, USS Hartford, if you can read that. It's a very interesting museum here. It also has a piece of the mahogany wall panel removed from his cabin there in the ship as well. There is an ammunition box containing the 1-inch shot that they used on the Hartford during the battle. And here's Admiral Farragut's cash box. One of his hats. And here's an interesting paperweight that was made from a copper rivet and mahogany from his cabin on the USS Hartford. Some more uniform items of his. This is the oldest known, or excuse me, the earliest known photograph of him. It's taken, they believe, in 1854. I don't know if you can see that. There's a actual piece of paper with his signature, with his swords. And that's a picture of Midshipman Farragut entering his service aboard the USS Essex during the the War of 1812. He was 9 years old when he entered service into the Navy. So I thought that was definitely very interesting. This is the Farragut family silver. So these items were part of his family heirlooms. And that is his second wife, Virginia. His first wife died. She had been sick. Didn't say of what, but that was his second wife. Some more interesting materials here about him. Here's a timeline of him. It's very interesting. So some more interesting history of Admiral Farragut. Lincoln promoted him to Vice Admiral, a position that was previously unknown, didn't exist. And in 1865, when he was assassinated, Vice Admiral Farragut was one of the pallbearers. Congress, after that, in 1866, created the position of Admiral of the Navy, and they immediately promoted him to that. So the interesting thing was he had held all the admiral titles in the Navy, and they were basically created, and he was promoted to them. So the other thing was he was, after the Civil War and quote unquote his retirement, he was considered active duty for life, and that was an honor that was only given to him and seven other members of the U.S. Navy after the Civil War. So I thought that was pretty cool. So here we are just outside of the town hall where the museum is. And this is an actual 9-inch cannon from the USS Hartford. You can see there's a statue of Farragut. There's a lot of things here. It's very interesting. So if you guys are in or around the area, you need to check it out. This is a 32-pounder from the USS Independence. A little tour here. The birthplace of Admiral Farragut, born July 5th, 1801. Some information here about the Civil War hero and America's first admiral. And one of the interesting things was Admiral George Dewey during the Battle of Manila Bay during the Spanish-American War. He was in a battle, and it is said that he said during that, what would Admiral Farragut do? So he was definitely a good tactician and was well respected among the other naval officers. Another interesting fact about Admiral Farragut was that even though he was born here in Campbell Station, Tennessee, he felt deep to his roots of the United States Navy, and his loyalty to such that he remained with the Union during the outbreak of the Civil War, and he did not go with the Confederacy. So at the time of his death, he was 69 years old, and they said his procession had over 10,000 sailors, and someone else that was involved in the procession was actually President Ulysses S. Grant, former General of the Army of the Union during the Civil War. So just interesting being here on the anniversary of the Battle of Mobile Bay, and where he was famous for "Damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead." So if you would, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and definitely leave a comment. These help our channel. So we'll see you on our next adventure. Thanks for watching.